First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Ready up. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of me. Hey, watch it, watch it. Hey, exit. 24's the mic. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone. General West. Check three, check three, check three. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The mic. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Yes. Let's go.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
24's the mic.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
61, matchbox, light.
They run, Devontae Freeman. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
24's the mark. Down.
On 2nd down and 4. Jones. Throw left side complete. It's Lamb. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Buccaneers 7, Saints nothing. Matt Bosher is set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here we go. 180. Check, you know it. Better bring 30.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
from the 29. Wentz into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Seibert on for the PAT. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 45-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So now they operate back from their side of the field here, second and long.
Get in the weight room. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. That's right, man.
Wentz going to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
Got it.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
That good for 22 and a first down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Go. Motion, motion. Hey, check motion, man. Put your hands on it. Go.
Throwing on first down. Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Hey, wahoo! 1 set, check right, shoot!
Now Jones. And his throw here's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
You got three down. 24 is the mic. Yeah.
Now Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
Let's go, son.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Give the sack to Aaron Lynch, the former USF Bull. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Here's Wentz to throw. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They get that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now it's Carson. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Done. 180. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Here I come.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Wentz. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, it's not been their bread and butter. I don't know, is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Throwing right, and that's complete. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield. They're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
The ball carried by the wide receiver. No gain on the play. It's now third and less than a yard.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ready, break.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
Leverage.
big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
218, chop.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Ready?
Now it's Freeman. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Ready? 90, Wolf.
Man left, man left. Hey, you got 3 down, 3 down.
Hey, echo.
24 is the mic.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
24 is the mic. Hey, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Here's Jones on 3rd down. They're able to locate Wilson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down.
Let's go. 10-2, sir.
Tight end left, tight end left. Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down, 4 down.
Look at me. Zipper.
24 is the mic. Hey,
Go.
I'm coming.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
For those who watch the game and want to question the courage of the guys who play on the corner, how about when you see a toss sweep coming your way, yet you still go into the backfield, get past the blockers, and make the tackle? That's big league.
Down. 30 base.
Our time. It's our time.
Hard. Hard.
Come. Check. Fresno.
5.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
24 is the mic.
I got him.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
On the set.
Check. 24 is the mic. Rap.
Jones on 1st and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Lamb. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
Ready.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. 24 is the mic. Hey, defense, let's go. 24.
Throwing, Jones. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Trey Flowers able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
I don't know about you, but if I'm the offensive line coach right now, I'm having an absolute fit. This team that they're going against has 3 sacks, yet they rank dead last in the league in sacks coming into this game.
Maybe overlooked them a little bit?
Could be. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if they've just gotten fortunate along the way. I have no real great answer for it, but we're seeing something you don't often see.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
7.
24 is the mic. Let's go.
Jones now. Off play action. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation, either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
On the coverage.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Wentz will try again on second down. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
On first down, Wentz. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Galvin away and bring up second down.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Working from the gun, Wentz. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 36. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing his Wentz. On the catch, it's Crowder. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second and a yard, Wentz toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And to the tight end here, Seferian-Jenkins. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now 13-7. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
On the ready.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Let's go now. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
You better bring it. You gonna take it.
Chopper! Chopper!
Hey, one set.
Ready?
On first and 10, Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our
80 weapon.
undercrush.
Throwing again. Jones. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 43.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. Only 3 there on the screen at second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Check. Lucky.
Hey, team 6.
Mike 5-4. Watch the pass.
Hey.
Kill it, motion the out. 54 is Mike.
5.
Here's a second and 7. Going to throw right side here, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 25-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Ready, set.
Check, Mike 54. I'm here all day. Switch.
Yep.
Who's
that?
On second down, it's Freeman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Back. Wide. Get wide.
Now.
We got motion. Back up. Jim.
Pilot, 64, weak.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that will be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Seibert able to knock this one through. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Here we go.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wentz. 3 quarters have come and gone. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Go. 180!
No. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, deep. Man up, deep.
Wentz now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He's going to air it out deep for Green. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. A.J. Green, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Trey Flowers able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
3 down. 24's the mark. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Back to throw. Jones looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lamb. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
24 is the mic. Nice.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21.
First down, Buccaneers.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Hey, Roy. 54 mark. Check. Block 54. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go. Get it.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Wentz now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He'll let this go in zone for Green. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Saints have taken the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead is up to 5. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Freeman. $15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
On first, here's Washington. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Jones operating from the gun. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Back to throw. Jones. And he floats one there, incomplete.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Call that an 84-yard kick return. And the Saints have retaken the lead. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's going.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Lamb. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
on the double. Check, Mike. Hey, Charlie. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's trying to get it to Terry McLaurin. And it's second down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime. And because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. Flush to his right. And an alley to run. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Set, ready? 8, read.
Here I go. 24 is the mic. He's tired of running.
Hey, two.
24 is the mic. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time.
Ready?
Back to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Ready?
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Pull it high. Hey, orbit.
They'll run it. Freeman. But he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
1st down, Buccaneers.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hey, you got 3, you got 3. 3 down, 3 down.
He'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Jones pass. Intended for Terry McLaurin. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
24 is the mic. Record.
Here's Jones. Throwing again. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bucs going to use the 1st of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
General West.
24 is the mic. I'm here all day. 24 is the mic. Double dog. That's the way.
Hey, exit.
24 is the mic. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. 24 is the mic.
Big grip.
Jones throwing on 3rd and long. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. No move to get the offense off the field here. They've converted once on this drive. On 4th, they'll go again and try it once more.
24 is the mic. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 24 is the mic. It's our time. It's our time.
Now. Jones now throwing on 4th down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it would appear that the Saints are going to win this football game. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Here we go, here we go.
A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you can just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for New Orleans, the win is a good one for morale, but little else as they move to 3-8. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time.